Chris Pratt and Anna Faris were together for a really long time. 8 years. In Hollywood, that's like, well, how many years? 18 years. In Manhattan, that's like a lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm just gonna say that when they broke up, it was like me reliving Amy Poehler and Will Arnett all over again. You know, like I was blindsided, bamboozled, led astray. They left no warning. They just one day were like, oh, we're getting divorced. I'm like, what kind of bullshit is this? It's like Jen and Brad all over again, you know? So they got divorced in 2017, which was very sad because they did seem like a really, really sweet couple, and they always spoke so highly of one another in interviews. You know, like they always seemed like they were in admiration of one another, which is always nice to see, you know? And I feel like they were just a couple that like fit together, like what we were talking about the other day with Joe and Sophia, you know? Like they just like vibe. And it turns out they did a vibe check and there was 0 vibing. So it said, hey, no vibing, no marriage, goodbye. But I mean, now they both look very happy with their significant others. Chris is with Katherine Schwarzenegger. And straight up when I heard the news, I was like, he's dating a pussycat doll! But turns out it's not Nicole, okay? It's Arnold's daughter. And apparently she's like a journalist that loves to smile. I have no other details on her. But she's definitely not Nicole, is what I can gather. And Anna Faris also moved on, and she's engaged to a cinematographer named Michael Barrett, right? Or Barrett. Or Barrett. He might be Latino, I don't know. Okay, so they seem really happy. All's well that ends well, you know, and apparently love isn't real, so it's fine. And so then a source talked to Us Weekly and gave us some more insight. Chris was very insecure about himself before he started dating Katherine, ... Oh, really? He never felt good enough for Anna Faris. And then when the relationship started to go downward, he was angry and not liking who he was. Have you seen the scary movies? Huh? Have you seen House Bunny? You know, like, of course you didn't feel secure, Chris, because you were Andy on Parks and Rec, and Anna Faris is a super comedic genius. Like, House Bunny. Have you guys seen House Bunny? Mm-hmm. Do you remember the way that she remembers people's names? Mm-hmm. Hello, Michelle. That is amazing. What's your name? Kimberly? Okay, Kimberly. That's amazing. It's a genius, okay? So another source. When he married Anna back in 2009, she was much bigger than him. He's now at the top of the Hollywood food chain with all that comes opportunities that take him all over the world, shooting movies that take him away from home for months at a time. But you know, apparently, Chris is feeling much better with Nicole. Okay, another source. Katherine really changed all of that, and Chris has a much healthier self-image now. He goes out with friends more and is overall just much happier. Chris is much more laid back with Katherine and is so comfortable and happy. Okay, well, no shit, he has a healthier self-image now. You know, like, he's a fucking star. He has external validation, my #1 drug besides my jewel. Like, I love external validation. Who doesn't? Are you kidding me? I'm a slut for a like, okay? And also, he is really like a megastar. Like, my sister cosplays him, his character from Guardians of the Galaxy. And you know what? The Pessoa household is very choosy with who they cosplay. We don't just cosplay just anybody, you know? Like, she does the Chris Pratt, you know, from Guardians of the Galaxy, and I cosplay someone that has sex. So, I'm sorry, Laura. So, like, of course, now you feel validated, Mr. Pratt, now that you're in, like, a million bajillion Baby Groot movies. I can't blame you, though. Baby Groot is amazing. Well, wasn't it a movie where, like, we thought he was dead? Wait, does Groot die in a movie? No, I'm sorry, repressy. Okay, so, like, you're not insecure anymore, Chris? It sounds like to me that he couldn't deal with Anna's success, you know? And I think that's a Tefi stamp unattractive. Yeah, let me do it again. Tefi stamp, unattractive, okay? And there's nothing that anyone could say to make me believe that Anna Faris wasn't a beautiful, supportive partner, because look at her, okay? Also, during Tech Run, one of our righties, Kimberly, said, oh my God, look at her wrinkles. I think that women, this is what a woman, how old is she? How old is she? 43. This is what a 43-year-old woman looks like, you know what I mean? I think we have to get used to that, like, women have wrinkles, you know? Like Tracy Ellis Ross is always like, oh my God, celebrate your wrinkles. Celebrate your wrinkles. And I think this girl, how old is she?
30.
13. She's a child, you know? So I hate when the media like compares people like Kim does. So in the whole show, I think this is the favorite line that I wrote. You think it's a coinky dink? He's dating someone that is definitely not a pussycat doll and is somehow a journalist somehow, okay? I just think that if you don't have the emotional capacity or the emotional capability, you know, to root for your partner, no matter where your success is at, then you can't be with him. You know what I mean? Like don't twist the narrative to be like I don't feel good enough to be with her. Like you couldn't handle the heat, Chris Pratt. Remember what Kanye West, we did that segment where he didn't want Kim Kardashian to dress sexy anymore? You marry a bad bitch and then you don't want her to be a bad bitch. You marry a super genius, comedic genius, and then you don't want her to be a super genius, comedic genius. Unbelievable. They just want us in muumuus and learn how to do breakfast. No. Like, support your partners, you know? And I mean, sometimes actor couples don't work. Looks like I'm making my Ken and Barbie kiss. Now, kiss. So sometimes actor couples don't kiss, you know? Like, sometimes if you're in the same industry as your partner, you know, you can't help but compare your success, or like every single actor couple always says, like, our schedules were conflicting, or like, and with that distance, you lose the spark or you lose the friendship. And, you know, like, I get it. And I get that life happens, you know? And I do kind of think that's what happened here, too. And they both ended up with people who actually aren't actors. Like, they're in the industry, but they're, like, actor adjacent. So they understand who they are as people and their careers, but they're not, like, in direct competition. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. And they do seem really, really, really happy. But, like, the Chris Pratt insecurity thing really reminds me of Nate from the Devil Wears Prada show. The tweet: good night to everyone except Nate from the Devil Wears Prada because he thought his birthday was more important than Andy's career. A man makes a woman a grilled cheese and suddenly we owe you something. No. And after all of this, the breakup, the divorce, Anna Faris is still, you know, like, sweet, vulnerable angel. So she's very, very happy for Chris. But between you and me, I have a little grudge against Chris Pratt. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to be wrong. But Chris Pratt, his church, forces conversion therapy, and Chris Pratt donates to this church, and I am not okay with that. And out of all the Chris's in Hollywood, you know them: Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine, Chris Evans, and Chris Pratt. I think we all know who the best Chris in Hollywood is. Christina Aguilera. Play it, Julie. That's my show. It's live weekdays at 12:30 p.m.